In the previous video, we refuted the Christian claim that Tertullian quoted the so-called Johannine comma, thus proving that the comma was an authentic part of the so-called First Epistle of John. Not only is there absolutely no evidence from Greek manuscripts, but even Tertullian's alleged quote of the comma was actually his commentary on John 10:30. But what about Cyprian? Did he quote the comma? The alleged quote comes from Cyprian's work, The Unity of the Church, chapter 6. On the surface, it seems that Cyprian was indeed quoting the comma, since he states that it is written that these three are one. But even if we assume that, how does that prove that the comma was originally part of the Epistle of John? As Bill Brown of the Dallas Theological Seminary observes, since not even one scrap of Greek evidence for the comma exists, and only Cyprian quoted it, if we assume that, all it would do is move the first quotation back a century. In other words, the earliest reference to the comma will simply move from the 4th century to the 3rd century, and we would still have no evidence that it was authentic. But as it turns out, there is no reason to assume that Cyprian was quoting the comma. As Brown notes, it was not a verbatim quote. It is more likely that he was commenting on Matthew 28:19 and 1 John 5:8. Another problem is that one of Cyprian's most dedicated followers, Augustine, never quoted the comma. How could this be if the comma was authentic to 1 John, and if Cyprian also quoted it? Finally, the best reason to doubt that Cyprian knew about the comma is that he never cited it anywhere in his other works, even when he was talking about the Trinity. According to Brown, this is the most devastating argument suggesting that Cyprian did not quote the comma. So as with Tertullian, we have no evidence to assume that Cyprian knew the Johannine comma. Coupled with its absence in the manuscript record, it is no surprise that scholars of New Testament textual criticism are virtually unanimous that the comma is a forgery. In Brown's words, the comma Johanneum is the most obvious instance of a theologically motivated corruption in the entire manuscript tradition of the New Testament.
وَقُلْ جَاءَ الْحَقُّ وَزَهَقَ الْبَاطِلُ إِنَّ الْبَاطِلَ كَانَ زَهُوقًا